here's another setting of game where you can play in. Here we go. Enjoy.
The sun had set, casting a shadow over the deserted streets of the once bustling city. The only sound that could be heard was the eerie moans of the walking dead, their decaying bodies stumbling aimlessly through the darkness. Sarah huddled in a corner, her heart pounding in her chest as she watched the zombies pass by. Their empty eyes stared ahead, their rotting flesh hanging off their bones. She could smell the stench of death in the air, making her gag. She knew she had to keep moving if she wanted to survive. With a deep breath, she stepped out from her hiding spot and began to walk down the empty street. The sound of her footsteps echoed in the silence, a stark contrast to the moans of the zombies. As she turned a corner, she came face to face with a group of the undead. Their outstretched arms reached for her, their mouths gaping open in hunger. Sarah's heart raced as she backed away, her eyes scanning for an escape route. With a burst of adrenaline, she sprinted down the street, the zombies hot on her heels. She could hear their moans growing louder, their footsteps getting closer. She could feel their cold breath on her neck, sending shivers down her spine. Just when she thought she couldn't run any longer, she spotted a door up ahead. With one final push, she reached it and slammed it shut behind her, panting heavily. She was safe for now. But as she looked around the dark room, she realized she was not alone. The walls were lined with the bodies of the undead, their lifeless eyes staring back at her. She could hear their moans coming from all directions, surrounding her. Sarah knew she had to find a way out, but the fear gripped her like a vice. She could feel the presence of the zombies closing in on her, their hunger growing stronger with each passing moment. With a trembling hand, she reached for a nearby weapon and prepared to fight for her life. The sound of the zombies grew louder, their moans filling the room with dread. And as the first undead creature lunged towards her, Sarah knew that she was in for the fight of her life. The horror of the walking dead had only just begun.